What's up, traders? Welcome to the complete beginner's guide on momentum trading. Before we get into the video, futures trading is extremely risky, so make sure you check out the full risk disclaimer in the description down below. If you're brand new to trading, then I suggest you use a simulated account to practice some of the concepts we're going to talk about in these simple educational videos. From there, you can transition into trading with a prop firm, which is a company that allows you to trade their capital, prove profitability and risk management, and potentially earn payouts. First, we're going to be talking about how to identify momentum so you know exactly what to be looking at on the charts. Then we'll talk about how momentum is created to give you a better understanding of the price action that is causing momentum in the market. And lastly, how to actually trade momentum, how to execute and position yourself before momentum actually appears in the market. All right, so let's get into it. So what is momentum? Momentum is how aggressively price is moving in one direction. And the reason that's important for us to understand as day traders is because it tells us a lot about how strong the price action was during that move and what may potentially happen in the future. There are two types of momentum candles in the market. We have strong momentum candles showing us that price was moving very fast and directionally, and weak momentum candles showing us that price was moving very slow and undirectionally. So when we're looking at a strong momentum candle, you're going to notice a large candle body showing in this situation that we had a lot of buying activity. The candle body is large and the wicks are very small. Well, the wicks show us price that was rejected. In this situation, sellers were not able to reject buyers with any sort of strength. So this shows strong buying control and directional moves in the market. Now, weak momentum, on the other hand, is the total opposite, right? We have a small candle body showing that there wasn't a lot of buying or selling activity during this move in the market. And what you'll notice is that the wicks are very significant, showing that price was not accepted on either side. So just to recap, a strong momentum candle is going to have large candle bodies and small wicks. And a weak momentum candle is going to have small candle bodies and large wicks. Using the knowledge that we have now that we understand individual candlestick momentum, let's apply it to help identify weak momentum versus strong momentum trends in the market. The simplest way to do that is by using a technique called hot dog versus hamburger. So take a note of the key in the bottom left, right? We have our weak momentum trends highlighted by a blue box, and our strong momentum trends highlighted by a red box. So just remember, the weak momentum trends are going to be large rectangles, and that shows us that it's a hamburger move, right? Price was very slow and undirectional during this move. To box that in, from the low of the range to the high of the range before we saw the introduction of strong momentum. To help identify that easily, look for weak momentum candles, right? Small bodies, large wicks, showing that price was not very fast moving and very undirectional. And you can see a lot of those candles within this move, right? And our strong momentum is boxed in red, and this shows us price moved aggressively and quickly through the high to the low of the range. You could box that in just as easily by taking your red box from the high of that range to the low, and that is how you would identify very quickly on a chart whether we have weak or strong momentum. So let's get some practice and reps in. We'll go through the rest of this chart and accurately identify whether we have a weak momentum or strong momentum move in the market. Once again, we're boxing in right now a weak momentum moves. We see a lot of wick rejection, small bodies. Price took a very long time to get where it was going. This looks more like a hamburger than a hot dog, right? So we have a weak momentum move here. That's right. We have a strong momentum move here. And then price slows down drastically back into a weak momentum move. So we'll box that in as well, weak momentum. Then we see another strong momentum move lower. And the key takeaway here, guys, is that you want to be trading that strong momentum. You want to be trading during these red boxes, right? Or at the point that blue box is getting ready to transition into a red box, or at the point where weak momentum is likely to turn into strong momentum, right? That's going to make your trading a lot more efficient and easier, right? So we have another strong momentum move down there, weak momentum there. Then we have another strong momentum move lower that leads into another weak momentum move. So hopefully now you can kind of identify The differences between weak momentum and strong momentum trends in the market, once again, the easiest way to do this is look for those candles we just talked about. Strong momentum candles, really large bodied candles with little to no wicks, showing that there's clear direction in that market. And that's a really great trading environment. We want to be trading during these red boxes. So now that we've talked about individual candlestick momentum and how to identify weak and strong momentum trends, we need to understand why momentum is created. Why does the market shift between weak momentum and strong momentum? We need to understand that context so that we can actually be confident in taking trades, right? So right here we have a level of weak momentum, right? Price is, once again, small candle bodies, large wicks. Not super directional. It's not trending. There's not a lot of strength in this market. Here's what's actually happening during weak momentum in the market. We have buyers getting into long positions at support, and we have sellers getting into short positions at resistance. Both sides are speculating whether price is going to break to the upside or to the downside. So buyers get long at support and put their stop loss just under that level. What is a stop loss? Well, it's an opposing order. So if I'm in a buy position, I have to have a sell stop, which is a selling order to take me out of the market if I'm wrong. What that would mean is that if price triggers that level, then we would have a strong inflow of selling orders, especially if we've been in this weak momentum range for a long period of time. The longer we're in a period of weak momentum, the more orders have been accumulated. So if we're talking about short sellers, well, they have to put their buy stops just above resistance so that if they're wrong, buy orders would trigger in heavy volume. So what happens is sellers take control. We see an increase in selling activity, which then triggers those sell stop orders, which in turn increases selling activity because now even more selling orders are hitting the market as buyers rush to get out of their losing positions, which creates a strong momentum move in the market. So weak momentum is actually engineering strong momentum. So now let's talk about the best way to actually trade momentum so that we can execute it in the live markets. For me, I like to look at the market structure and the price action around that market structure to anticipate the very moment that weak momentum becomes strong momentum. So let's look at how I do that. So quick recap on market structure. I'm not going to go into full detail because I'll have a dedicated video to market structure on my channel, but market structure is just a level of support or resistance. And by reading the price action around these key levels, we can determine whether that market structure is weak or strong, right? Weak market structure is something that I would be looking to take a trade through, right? It's structure that is holding as of now in its current state, but is likely to break based on the price action principles we're looking at. So when we're looking at weak structure, we'll say that we have a level of support. What would be the price action I want to see to determine weak structure? Weak structure is a level that I would like to trade through. What does that mean? I would like to trade through this support level, right? So first, we're going to see that this level has been tested multiple times, right? 1, 2, 3, we'll say 4 times this level has been tested, and it still hasn't broken. So as of now, it's acting as a level of support, but it has a high likelihood to break. Multiple tests show that the level is weak, right? Second, we have failed trends. Price is unable to sustain higher prices. We can't put in higher lows. We can't develop a trend. It shows that there's no buying strength off of this level. Secondly, we're going to see aggressive moves down into this support level. Aggressive candles coming into that level show an increase in selling activity, meaning that this level is likely to break, right? So this is a situation where I'd like to anticipate a breakout trade through this level. So in this example, we'll use another level of support to determine strong structure. We want to see first that this level has been tested few times. And then we have confirmed trends. What does that mean? It means price was able to hold higher lows during this move and create actual trends, right? That shows that this is a strong level of support. I would want to be trading away from this level, not through it. Passive candles into this level, meaning as we come back down to test this level, we want to see a lot of hesitation, right? We want to see selling activity actually decreasing as we come to test this level, and then of course confirm trends off of that level. That's the difference between strong structure. Weak structure, we've tested multiple times. We're unable to create trends off of this level. We keep seeing aggressive retest into it. And that's the difference, right? So just to clarify, weak and strong structure can either be a level of support or a level of resistance. So knowing that, we look at this resistance level in our weak momentum move, and we see that we've tested it multiple times. This shows a lot of buying activity into this level. The more we've tested that level, the more it actually weakens. We also have failed trends, right? Price is unable to create a lower high. In fact, we're creating higher lows into this resistance level. The last thing we're looking for is aggressive candles into this structure, which we see there. So if we can identify when market structure is weak and likely to break, then we can position ourselves before strong momentum enters the market. So that's the complete beginner's guide on momentum trading. If you would like to learn more about these concepts and trade live with me inside of my mentorship, hit the link down in the description below to learn more. I appreciate you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see y'all in the next one.